just Mike helping me riff about legacy life reflections, but also sharing some other really wonderful stories himself.
Yeah, no, I think that maybe I hadn't been taking notice much when you spoke on our previous conversations about legacy life. And I remember when I first came to Cornwall, someone got in touch with me, I think because they knew they do lecture. They just wanted to chat. But they were sort of reinventing funerals and stuff like that. And I think actually funerals do need a bit of an upgrade or something like that. But your legacy life idea, I think there must be, and this can be global, of course, you know, there must be like funeral directors in California or Australia or London or wherever are doing 50, 100 grand funerals. And I think the target audience is people who want just an amazing kind of box of memories, but of a highly, highly skilled, highly professionally produced documentary, isn't it, really, in a sense, about a person's life, without it being too, you know, because everybody like does a sort of photo slideshow of when you flew to South Africa when you were 17 and when you were doing this and when you're in and all the stuff like that. But to give someone something that of such a, you know, it's just that something that's sort of a level below net. There's the hand bashed Microsoft make a slideshow version, and there's Netflix doing a documentary on someone. And in the midground, there's got to be something that it's just such a really great premise, the actual structure of how you're effectively teasing out the different stories at different life stages in someone, things like that. I mean, that's just really, really interesting to do it so well. And I think, and what I would say is I think the do lectures, the do radio thing is a totally separate thing. I think you do the show and do radio is a totally separate thing. You know, even the structure, the format may change. I mean, you know, or you might want to do saying it's not for me to design that for you, but the legacy thing's almost like a pretty big startup idea to me, because it's really hard for anybody to do. You've got to be you've been rehearsing this hundreds of times, but to monetize it as a really high-end, high-class celebration of a life, I think is really interesting.
Mm. Thank you. And that sort of gut response to it is really profound and appreciated. And it's a bit like Desert Island Discs, but in a clearing and with stories rather than music. And it's the intention, I suppose, is it's a glow up, not to compete with, but a glow up of Desert Island Discs, but also deliberately seismically existential. I'm continually, as I have been today, also blown away by how it makes people go differently and deeply into places I didn't expect either.
Yes, no, I saw that. Yeah, I experienced that. I experienced it myself. So for me, like, it's high-end funeral, but you know, it's modern. It's who's doing interesting things in the funeral startup space, and I'm not talking about composite coffins that are made out of frigging seaweed or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But also, really high-end law firms. So I'm 80, and I go to a law firm. And I'm asking them, look, I've got to write a will. I've got to divvy up 20 million with a family that I don't like. Anything else should be considered. Why don't you do a legacy? You know, it's only going to take you an afternoon.
Mm. Yeah, the premise being it'll take just 2 hours of your life, including the time that we talk about it before we do it, to record that precious life forever.
Yeah.
So many of us, our stories don't get told; they stay locked in.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, and maybe it's not even on imminent demise or death. Maybe it's even better, senior execs who are retiring.
And therein lies leadership reflections, which is the opportunity to play it forward.
It's a legacy. It's a legacy for the business. I started this business 47 years ago. I'm Timson at Timson Shoes or whatever. I started this business 47 years ago. Here's what I've learned. I'm not going anywhere, like I'm not dying. But I am changing. I am moving to Marbella. I am getting the yacht. I am getting the 27-year-old girl, whatever it is. But this is, it's closure meets legacy meets next chapter. And then you'd have to explain it to everybody. But you know, if I'm employing 20,000 people, I'd actually like them to know.
Closure meets legacy meets next chapter.
Yeah.
To be continued. Thank you very much indeed. Mike, a delight and a pleasure. And say hi to David when you next see him.
I will. I mean, I tell you what I would say about Do Radio. I'd be amazed because I'm getting this way. One of the people involved in Do Radio asked me weeks and weeks ago, they said, are you running out of ideas yet? And I wasn't, and I'm not at the moment, but I think I might be in a year's time, or having done it for a year, which will be in September. And I thought it'll be more than me. I think they'll be having some serious conversations before long. People saying, I've done a year, I don't want to do it anymore. Mm. My point being, you know, there's 8 slots, and I think some slots might be coming up anyway. But I'd certainly throw your hat in the ring. I'll help you anywhere I can if you want to.
Wonderful, Mike. Thank you so much. You're a kindred spirit, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking me, Chris. It's been a really interesting experience. I appreciate it.
Me too. I'll just end there. Thank you for listening and watching. If you have been, forgive me. That was just a sort of riff between 2 professionals, which I still decided to go live with. But anyway, here we go. End stream.